Let me paint you a picture. It's the 31st of the month. You're scrolling through your banking app. You've got that familiar knot in your stomach. You've been working all month. You didn't buy anything crazy. No new car. No designer handbag. No spontaneous trip to Bali. Yet somehow, the number at the bottom doesn't match the number you expected. Where did it all go? You check the transactions. Coffee here. Takeaway there. A subscription you forgot about. Another subscription. One more. A random Amazon purchase that seemed essential at 2 a.m., but now looks suspiciously like something you don't even remember ordering. This isn't a story about being bad with money. This is a story about being human. Because here's the uncomfortable truth nobody tells you. Your bank account isn't confused. You are. Not because you're stupid. Not because you're irresponsible. But because your brain evolved to survive a completely different world. One without one-click checkout. Without contactless payments. Without algorithms designed to extract every possible pound from your pocket. Meet Sophie, 29, lives in London, has a decent job, makes decent money, and feels like she's running on a treadmill that's slowly moving backward. Sophie isn't a spender. She's not out there blowing thousands on designer labels. She's just drifting. A few quid here, a few quid there. Nothing feels significant. But somehow, at the end of every month, she's got nothing left to show for it. She's tried budgets, spreadsheets, finance apps. She's watched the YouTube videos, read the books, downloaded the trackers, and none of it stuck. Because Sophie's problem wasn't information. It was behavior. Most people assume getting financially smarter is about earning more money. It's not. It's about making better decisions when you're tired, stressed, bored, or just trying to survive a Tuesday. That's why I'm not giving you 50 habits. 50 is too many. You'll forget half of them by the time you finish watching this. Instead, I'm giving you the 15 that actually matter. The ones that quietly change everything without requiring you to become a spreadsheet monk. Let's start with the one that changes everything. Habit 1. Check your finances. Actually check them. Most people spend more time scrolling Instagram in a single day than looking at their bank account in a month. Think about that. Something that affects your stress levels, your future opportunities, your daily choices. And it gets less attention than a stranger's holiday photos. Here's the thing. Avoiding your finances doesn't reduce stress. It increases it. Because uncertainty is exhausting. Your brain fills in the blanks with worst-case scenarios. You imagine you're broke even when you're not. You imagine you're failing even when you're fine. Checking your finances regularly takes 60 seconds. It doesn't fix everything, but it kills the fear. And fear is terrible for decision-making. Habit 2. Track your spending for 1 week. Not a year. Not a month. 7 days. That's it. Most people think they know where their money goes. They don't. When Sophie tracked her spending for just a week, she discovered something embarrassing. She was spending nearly £200 a month on coffee and pastries. Not because she was addicted to caffeine. Because she was stressed, tired, and convenience had become a habit. Here's the thing about tracking. It's not about guilt. It's about awareness. You can't change what you don't notice. And once you notice, the problem starts solving itself. Habit 3. Wait before buying. 24 hours. That's all I'm asking. The modern world is designed to make buying feel urgent. Countdown timers. Limited stock. Flash sales. Companies spend billions to trigger your amygdala, the part of your brain that screams buy now or die. Here's what happens when you wait. You realize most of the things you wanted weren't actually important. They were just exciting. And excitement fades. What's left is you, with a thing you don't need, and a bank account that's lighter for no reason. Sophie used this rule on a pair of trainers she desperately wanted. 24 hours later, she couldn't even remember why she wanted them. She'd saved 80 quid without doing anything. Habit 4. Ask yourself, will I still want this next month? This question is deceptively powerful. Most purchases pass the right now test. Very few pass the next month test. Because a lot of buying isn't about utility. It's about temporary emotions. You're not buying the jacket. You're buying the feeling of being the person who wears the jacket. You're not buying the gadget. You're buying the fantasy of being more productive. Once that fantasy fades, you're left with the thing. And the thing doesn't fulfill the fantasy. Habit 5. Shop with a list. Walking into a supermarket without a list is like walking into a casino with no budget. Everything is designed to make you spend. Product placement. End cap displays. Impulse sections near checkout. None of it is accidental. A list is armor. It gives your attention a destination. Without it, you're reacting. With it, you're intentional. And intentional spending is the only kind that doesn't leave you with regret. Habit 6. Focus on value, not just price. Here's a mistake Sophie made for years. She bought cheap because cheap felt smart, until she realized that the cheap shoes fell apart. The cheap laptop slowed down. The cheap furniture collapsed. Price tells you what something costs today. Value tells you what it costs over time. Sometimes the expensive option is actually cheaper because you buy it once, not 5 times. Habit 7. Stop buying things to impress people you don't even like. This is the most expensive habit nobody talks about. A lot of spending isn't about utility. It's about status. The watch, the car, the brand, the upgrade you didn't need but felt you should have. Because somewhere, deep down, you believe that looking successful is more important than being successful. Here's the secret. Nobody cares. Everyone is too busy worrying about their own life. And even if they do notice, the validation lasts about 3 seconds. But your credit card bill? That lasts a lot longer. Habit 8. Pay yourself first. Most people save whatever is left after spending. The problem is there's never anything left. Expenses expand to fill available space. It's a law of nature. Flip it. Save first. Then spend what's left. That's it. That tiny shift changes everything. Because now you're not hoping to save. You're deciding to save. And decisions are stronger than hopes. Habit 9. Automate your savings. Here's why willpower is overrated. It runs out. You have good days. You have bad days. And on bad days, good habits fall apart. Automation doesn't care about your mood. It works whether you feel like it or not. Set up an automatic transfer every payday to a separate account. Treat it like a bill, because your future self deserves to be paid too. Habit 10. Build an emergency fund. Life loves to throw curveballs. Car breaks. Boiler dies. Medical bill. Job changes. These things aren't predictable, but they are inevitable. An emergency fund doesn't prevent problems. It changes how they feel. Instead of panic, there's a plan. Instead of stress, there's flexibility. And flexibility is worth more than any purchase you'll ever make. Habit 11. Save part of every windfall. Bonus. Tax refund. Cash gift. Unexpected income. Most people treat this as free money. It's not. It's still money. And it's the easiest money to save because you weren't expecting it. When Sophie got a surprise bonus, she saved half. Just like that. 10 years later, that decision alone had grown into a meaningful chunk of her savings. Not because she was disciplined, because she was smart. Habit 12. Increase savings when income increases. You get a raise. Amazing. Congratulations. Now watch it disappear. Because the moment income rises, spending quietly rises too. Better apartment. Better phone. More subscriptions. More takeaway. Before you know it, you're earning more and feeling exactly the same. The smart move is before you spend a single penny of your raise, decide in advance how much of it goes to savings. Because if you don't decide, life will decide for you. Habit 13. Sleep on expensive decisions. Excitement is a terrible financial advisor. If something feels urgent, that's not a reason to act fast. That's a reason to slow down. Waiting one night creates distance. Distance improves judgment. And here's the thing. Genuinely good purchases still look good tomorrow. Impulsive ones rarely do. Habit 14. Unsubscribe from marketing emails. Marketing exists for one reason. To influence your behavior. Companies study your brain. They know exactly what makes you click, what makes you buy, what makes you feel incomplete without their product. Unsubscribing isn't about willpower. It's a one-time decision that saves you hundreds of temptations for years. Remove the noise. Watch the impulse spending drop. Habit 15. Spend time around financially responsible people. Behavior spreads. If everyone around you is constantly spending, spending feels normal. If everyone around you thinks long-term thinking becomes normal. You don't need wealthy friends. You need thoughtful friends. People who make deliberate decisions. People who think beyond the next dopamine hit. Because at the end of the day, money isn't about the numbers. It's about the mindset. It's about the habits. And habits are just decisions that have become automatic. Sophie didn't become financially smarter by learning complicated investing strategies. She became smarter by making better small decisions. Day after day, month after month. And the beautiful thing is you can start today, right now, with one small change. Pick one habit from this list. Just one. Do it for a week. Watch what happens. Then add another. And another. You don't need to fix everything overnight. Because financial progress isn't about dramatic transformations. It's about small improvements repeated consistently. It's about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Because the version of you that exists 5 years from now will either thank you or blame you. And that version is already watching. So make them proud.